See, I don't take notes. This is what happens.
Right. Well, it's more organic this way.
Yeah.
Is it? I feel like I'm just getting dunked out all the time.
Well, I mean, but that's organic too. So
Well, not really. I have
that's
a
just
whole
part of our-
section on just dunking on David.
yeah, it's just organic, non-GMO dunking.
Ooh.
Dunkaroos.
Oh, dude, Dunker. Hey, no. That's gonna the sidebar.
Dunkaroos.
That's gonna cause an entire rabbit hole. We're not
We're just
going
gonna
down
talk. We're just gonna talk about 90 snacks for 20 minutes.
that. Dude, fruit by the foot, fruit roll-ups.
Gushers.
Oh, we're already starting.
Dude.
Oh God, it's like we've crossed the event horizon. It's too late to go back.
Oh,
we
man,
can-
remember Event Horizon?
Man,
All right. Hey.
All right.
Hey.
I got the
Focus up.
title. I got this episode's title. It's Dunkaroos, Dunkaroos and Event Horizon or something like that. Something along.
Horizon, and then Dunkaroos.
Oh wait, here we go.
Yeah, isn't that what I said?
No, you said the other way around.
Yeah, dumbass.
What?
See, it's so much better dunking on David.
No, but this one, I'm right for once.
Why are you booing me? I'm right.
don't-
Why would I put a boo track in mine? Like, well, that's what the people want. They want to hear me getting booed, so I'm just gonna put this in, even though I was right. All right, back to the movie of the week.
We'll play the tape back and see what you said versus what I said. And
Yeah, it said Event Horizon, Dunkaroos.
I could have sworn you said Dunkaroos, Event Horizon.
I don't care if you're right. Yours sounded worse.
Oh, no.
Did anyone get the Popeye sandwich? Cool. Okay.
No.
Did you?
Boy, did I not.
I tried to, what day was it? Sunday I pulled up, and I think the Popeyes near my house was, like, straight up closed, because, like, they ran out of chicken so hard.
What
From
the?
all the
Chicken or just the sandwich?
I don't know. I pulled up to the drive-thru and they just had a cone blocking it off, and they had a sign saying no more chicken sandwiches. It just looked like they were closed. So many people probably
so
came.
You're telling me that literally at this point, like, nobody wants anything else besides the chicken sandwich?
Well, no, I was gonna say that they probably, like, so many people came to try the chicken sandwich, but then when they got there and found out they ran out, they're just like, okay, I'll take an 8-piece. So I don't know. They were closed, and then so I think my two attempts came up short. What about you, Ben? How many times have you tried?
Twice. No good. But I did get Popeyes in the process. So
I mean, yeah. So I mean, it's not all bad.
Okay.
Not bad at all, honestly.
I tried once. That was last Wednesday. Went to the Popeyes / Chevron that's combined by my work. Yeah, it's a gas station with a Popeyes attached.
I have the one by my work is a Shell Popeyes.
What the fuck? What kind of places do you guys live in? Do you get like a special combo meal, like 2 gallons and a 2-piece or some shit?
That would be awesome.
If only. That'd be awesome. It'd be like a free chicken sandwich. No, a chicken sandwich with every full fill-up of tank of gas or something like that. 10 gallons a tank or something. Then we'll sell you a chicken sandwich.
Or vice versa, you buy enough chicken sandwiches, you get a free tank of gas.
Ooh. If you're willing to wait for a chicken sandwich, then you can get a tank of gas. But we asked, actually, it was during lunch, and so some of us, we asked some of the people who had actually gotten, dude, how long have you been here? And he's like, over an hour. And I was like, holy moly, dude, how good could these possibly be?
Apparently they're the best, from what I've read.
Better than Howlin' Rays?
Well, I guess best of the chain sandwiches, Chick-fil-A, and then whoever else, Wendy's.
Rays and Canes.
David,
What's
do you
up?
like Wendy's? Do you like Wendy's?
Dude, it's been a while since I've been to Wendy's.
But do you like it?
Well, last time I remember, yeah. Why?
Do you like
Do you-
Wendy's that hits your face? Shit.
Woo! Got him.
This episode brought to you by Wendy's. Try the new spicy chicken nuggets. Enter code DoorDash at Grubhub.com.
Okay.
So besides the all three of us striking out on Popeye's chicken sandwiches, did you guys attempt any other viral activities?
Viral activities.
Well, I don't know. This is such a
Oh,
this
you
is such
mean
a
like-
social media thing.
I don't know let's see what's going on in social media these days. This is your weekly social media update. Latest trends.
By the time we talk about it, it's probably no longer trendy.
All right, so here we go. Top 10 social media trends. Here we go.
As reported by my mom on Facebook. Go ahead.
This is brought to you by quicksprout.com. Number 1, live video continues to thrive. Okay.
Okay.
No big surprise there.
The internet just keeps growing. Number
Yeah.
2.
Chatbots are taking over, and that's number 2.
Jesus.
Number 3, influencer marketing is evolving. I mean, as the three of us know that, as we are now influencers with the smashing success of our podcast.
We're influencing Joe. We're influencing his sleep schedule.
Bye, Popeyes.
See, number 4, brands are taking advantage of paid advertisements.
Brought to you by
I
the
would-
new
I would
chicken
cer-
sandwich.
I would certainly hope so. I mean, otherwise, what are they paying for?
They're not paying us though.
That's true. Soon, one of these days. Number 5, social listening. Is that like they're listening to?
Raise your hand if you think your computer is watching you and listening to you. Oh, so yes, because it is.
Oh, here's a good one. Number 6, brands are leveraging user-generated content. So they're basically stealing. Nice. Okay. Number 7, augmented reality. When was this written?
This kind of reminds me. This almost reminds me of that part where during the Christmas party and for The Office, when Michael Scott pulls up this like the 10 things that you have to ask if you think that someone is an alcoholic, and then at the very end, it's like, has your alcoholism ever caused you to question the teachings of the Mormon Church? I'm like waiting for like number 8 or number 9 to be like, do you ever feel social media has ever pulled you away from the teachings of John Smith?
Number 8, ephemeral content. So like your Snapchats and your Instagrams. Let's see. Number 9, referral traffic and organic reach are declining. I don't really know what that means. Let's see.
Wait a minute.
What?
I was asking you what the social media trends were like. What's viral now?
This is
just a report about what
hey,
social
I didn't
media
write
has
it.
done.
This article is literally titled Top 10 Social Media Trends, okay? Number 9, referral traffic and organic reach are declining. I
Wait.
guess what?
I know what number 10 is.
What?
Emoji.
No, number 10, Tide Pods.
Grandpa. Number 10 is small businesses are increasing their social presence. That's what number 10 is. I can't believe I just gave this website my click. Oh my god.
This segment is brought to
Actually,
you by AARP.
you gave it some social presence because now we gave them free advertising using user-generated content.
Oh fuck.
You're welcome.
I've fucked it good this time.
All right, go ahead, Stu. Go ahead and plug the website that you aren't getting paid for.
No, I already plugged it. I'm not gonna plug it again. So that was your social media update 2019.
Breaking news, yeah.
So that was the How Do You Do, Fellow Kids segment of our show.
Stay in school. Don't do drugs. But if you do them safely.
Get consent before you do drugs.
Ask your drugs for their consent.
Permission.
Permission to come aboard.
Permission to trip the fuck out.
What have you guys heard about in movie news lately?
Outside of the Spider-Man thing from last week, I really haven't heard very much. I know It 2 is coming out this week.
Next week.
Next week? Okay.
Yeah, September 6th, I think.
Matrix 4 got confirmed, like an official sequel. So
And it is by the Mike Wazowskis, right?
one of them. I'm not sure about the other one, but Len, I can't remember her name.
Is it
Leah or Lena?
Is it the lesser one or the better one? Like, who carried the load most through the original?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. But it
What
is
if-
going to be an official sequel. Keanu Reeves confirmed to come back along with Carrie Moss, and I don't know if Lawrence Fishburne was part of that news.
I don't see why they wouldn't try to get him since they're already doing John Wick. Like, come on.
You
I
think
know.
that
I mean, they're on set together, just like, hey, Lawrence, you want to do
Hey.
the project with me?
Yeah, it's
to
like
be Morpheus again, and
in
then wear the
between-
tiniest
yeah.
sunglasses?
In between takes, they just walk across the lot to the next to the other one
To the
and-
Matrix set?
Yeah, to the Matrix set, and then they'll do a quick scene and they'll walk back to John Wick.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah, I don't know any of news.
I mean, D23 was this past week, so there was a lot of Disney news, I guess.
For the uneducated audience about that information, Ben, can you fill us in what came out at D23?
Yeah, so D23 this past
Yeah.
weekend, huge
'Cause-
Disney convention. Pretty much everything Disney related got some sort of news announcement, whether it be from like animated movies from Disney Studios to live action affairs to Pixar, Star Wars, Marvel, you name it. A lot of Marvel news, of course. They did address the Disney Sony split. However, it was very non-committal, I guess. Pretty much, Tom Holland got on stage, said that he's going to keep playing Spider-Man, but he never really answered the big question: is it going to be under Disney or is it going to be under Sony? Never got that answer. Aside from that, they announced a whole bunch of other stuff, like Kit Harington. He's going to be in the MCU now, so that's
Nice.
pretty cool.
Is he gonna be a bad guy or a good guy?
I'm not too sure because honestly, I don't know too much, or I don't know anything about this upcoming movie, The Eternals. That is not in my realm
feel
of
like-
knowledge.
I feel like I came across that a long time ago as I was reading about the MCU, or not the MCU, but just the regular MU, I guess. Sounds vaguely familiar.
Well, nothing about this rings any bells for me. I mean, the cast already looks pretty good. There is a Korean star in it, not Korean American, but Korean.
So, real quick, so what you're saying is when this movie comes out, we have to go watch it
Yep.
at Korean.
I mean, that's not really a question, really.
I'm just confirming. I know they say like,
gourmet pop.
well, yeah, especially the chocolate one, right, Ben?
I'm not even going to acknowledge that. let's just glaze over that.
There'll be Korean Popeyes and chocolate
Moving
popcorn.
on.
Ooh.
Moving on. There was some good Star Wars news and tidbits. Some
Oh yeah, the
footage.
what's the show called?
The Mandalorian.
That's right.
Oh my god. I am really, really pumped for that.
Hopefully it'll be as good as the trailer kind of alluded to with how like gritty and like kind of like dark it's gonna be.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be kind of driving off of character interactions and just tension between that. So I'm pretty excited about that, honestly. And it's being show run by Jon Favreau. Lots of
That's
good
gotta
stuff.
be good.
It's gotta be. And there was some footage that leaked a while ago. It was like an 11-minute clip, and it kind of gave you an idea of how an episode would go. But I really liked it. Kind of like a slow burn, but we'll see if that holds up for the rest of the series. And aside from that, the other biggest news that came out of the D23 was that we are getting an Obi-Wan TV show.
Oh yeah, I thought I saw an article somewhere, someone saying Ewan what's his name?
Ewan McGregor. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
It's Ewan, right? Or Ewan?
I don't
Fucking
know.
I thought it was Ian.
No, it's not. No, it's not Ian. You stupid. It's
Ewan?
that's
Conor McGregor.
Conor
oh,
McGregor.
Yeah, Conor McGregor. That's right. Okay, so he's reprising his role as Obi-Wan.
Pacquiao returning as Anakin.
Oh, you have to use the Force. That was bad Irish.
Oh shit! Wait, that was Irish.
Don Cheadle.
It started off good Irish, but then I kind of lost it at the end.
This segment brought to you by Lucky Charms.
Don
Mighty
Cheadle.
toy. There you go.
Excellent.
Yeah, so like in that same vein, I recall seeing it was like a click. I don't know if it was clickbait, but I see them and I don't like to click on them just because.
Yeah.
But it was saying something about how the Disney Plus is going to be like cheaper. Like the subscription is cheaper than it said most other streaming services. So I'm guessing it's like what, under $10?
It is $6.99, I believe.
Yeah.
$7.99.
Yeah, and then they said if you buy 2 years, you get the third year free.
What kind of idiot would do that, though? I mean, come on. Like,
I mean,
that is so
I'm
committal.
assuming Ben Somali is one of those idiots.
That is so committal. You have to put down $147 for 3 years of content you don't even know that's coming out. Like, you don't even know how the UI is going to work. You don't know what kind of like quality or anything. You're just going into it blind and saying like, man, I really love Disney. I sure am an idiot, just throwing money at them. But God, thank God, none of us are idiots, right?
Didn't we do the exact same thing for Destiny too?
Yeah, good thing none of us
Yeah.
did that either.
Yeah, good thing none of us idiots took a sick day the day after it released because they were upset that all his friends were able to connect to the Destiny 2 servers while he just sat there listening.
And he needed to level up.
Yeah, while he just sat there listening to his friends have a good time while his Destiny 2 never connected. Yeah, good thing none of us did that.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that sounded a little too close to home for some of our viewers.
Yeah,
our
some of
listeners.
Yeah, I know a guy. I won't say his name.
Sorry, Keith.
He knows who he is.
Yeah, Keith, you know who you are.
Yeah.
It was.
So yeah, I bought the Disney Plus thing. So,
You did?
Oh my God! Did you already?
So yeah.
That's how, I was like, how did he know how much that cost like right away without even skipping a beat?
That's why I
Total-
bought it today.
To totally baited. Oh, so you must have seen that same article I saw.
No, I saw it the other day because you have to wait like 2 days for it to take effect.
Well, I didn't say I saw it today. I said I had seen it since we last talked.
I seen it. Yeah,
I
saw
seen it.
Yeah,
I lured you right into my trap, Ben.
Damn, played like a damn fiddle.
So besides that, did you guys see anything good this week besides our movie of the week, Ready or Not?
I did. I actually blasted through all of The Boys on Saturday.
Oh, hey, how'd you like it?
I very much enjoyed it. Carl Urban's character, Butcher, is like, I could watch him just talk shit on people for 45 minutes an episode, and I would be happy.
Oh yeah, cunt. That was a good impersonation.
Yeah, it was spot on. Yeah, I think that's all I watched.
Yeah, I started The Boys. I watched the first episode. I really liked it, so I'm looking forward to having more of those for sure. I finally finished Orange is the New Black, as usual, this kind of thing where the series kind of like drags on. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, where the series kind of drags on.
Sorry, go ahead, David.
I can't even. We're just gonna skip over that altogether. I didn't watch anything else this week.
Wow.
Wait, didn't you say you started watching The Boys last week though?
No, I started watching Mindhunter, and I'm still trying to catch up at the same time. So.
I was trying to finish Mindhunter too.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Oh my goodness.
So let's talk about Mindhunter, Ben.
All right,
Well-
I'm gonna take my headphones off for the next 45 minutes. I'm just gonna go to bed, and then I'll just leave this recording. I'll figure it out when you guys stop talking.
Yeah, we're just gonna play audio directly from the episode
No.
and watch.
But yeah, no, the Boys seems like it's gonna be pretty good, so I'm gonna really enjoy that. I'm trying to savor it a little bit, and then Orange is the New Black was kind of the way I was kind of expecting it to. Like for series that like were dragging on for a little bit, you kind of have that. Hey, we're gonna just kind of wrap up this ending, and there'll be some good stuff, there'll be some bad stuff, mostly good, but that kind of thing. So I felt kind of lukewarm about the ending.
Is the series over now?
Yeah, so
okay.
Glad it's over now. Besides that, that's pretty much it. I did hear some good things about Angry Birds 2. I didn't watch that one, but somebody told me it was really good.
We're not watching that.
Movie of the week for next week is
No.
I'd rather see Dora.
Oh, excellent. So next week's
Okay.
movie is Dora and the Lost City of Gold.
Sick.
Did you finally get to see it, Ben?
No, I haven't had time.
Well, lucky.
But now it looks like my schedule opened up.
Ben, anything?
I haven't been watching anything this past week just
Okay.
because of scheduling, but I mean, just Mindhunter, and I have maybe 2 episodes left to go. It's definitely something I don't want to rush. I really, really enjoy the steady pace it's kind of taking right now, and I don't want to give anything away from the story, but it's getting pretty tense.
Okay, so I'm just going to talk about the last 2 episodes of Mindhunter then right now.
Oh, okay.
So
So who is the Mindhunter?
turns out the Mindhunter is actually the audience who's watching the show.
The Mindhunter was the friends we made along the way.
It was actually the Weasley sidekick guy that no one likes. He was the real Mindhunter all along.
I like him.
Well, yeah. I didn't know how else to describe him. But see how you knew who I was talking about?
Yeah.
Sounds so defeated and disappointed.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh wait, actually,
okay.
wait. There was one bit of movie news I forgot to go over that I think both of you would enjoy. The reveal of the Breaking Bad movie.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. So tell me about this Breaking Bad movie.
So it was announced a while ago, but
Yeah, wait, time
there
out.
hasn't been any. Yeah.
Time out.
Yeah.
David, wait, are you the one who hasn't actually seen Breaking Bad yet?
No, I finished it.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Well,
right,
then
continue.
we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys
So
can talk about it. I know about what happens to Walter at the very end.
yeah, so I mean, they talk. There's been news about this movie for a pretty long time, but there hasn't been anything substantial. It was just like murmurings of what the movie's gonna be about, and that yeah, they're gonna do it. And then this trailer came out, and it just announced a release date that's so soon, so sudden. October. It's like there hasn't
Of
been
this
any.
year?
Yeah,
What
Yeah.
the?
on Netflix. So it is barreling down pretty quick. And I mean, it's all but confirmed that it has something to do with Jesse at the end of the story. And even the poster, shows the car they got away with. And the movie is aptly titled El Camino.
A Breaking Bad movie.
Yep.
What the? Well, I guess I gotta go back and watch all of the last season at least.
Or just watch the whole series over. I mean,
Well, I guess that's what I'm doing. Well, sorry, Mindhunter and Du Bois. We're just gonna put you on hold for this.
yeah. And don't forget Better Call Saul, because Better Call Saul, let me tell you, what a goddamn good show.
What season is that in now?
4, is it? But damn, Better Call Saul is definitely, I don't know. At times, I do think that it is better than Breaking Bad. Vince Gilligan has learned a lot from making Breaking Bad and where he can improve. Not that it was bad, but
Mhm.
it seems like it's a lot tighter. Even the action at times.
Oh, you're saying like the elements are definitely like tightened up and they're like more punchy and.
Kinda. It's like just small details, just crafting each episode. It seems like camera work, the pacing, even the aesthetics. It just seems a lot cleaner than what Breaking Bad was going for, especially at the beginning. This is pretty much, the production values of the last season of Breaking Bad, except, starting fresh with a brand new show. So it's just getting better from there already. And it's already past season 4.
And it's only improving with every season that passes, pretty much.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I wonder if he's going to start doing the Breaking Bad thing where, oh yeah, next season it's going to be 6 episodes, but then the rest of the season won't be for until a year later. That was agony. I don't know if you were watching Breaking Bad on TV at that time, but
I was not.
That was the worst, having to wait for a show ever.
Well, that's how most people felt with like Game of Thrones, and they're like,
I think for me at least, the wait for Breaking Bad was way harder than the Game of Thrones, even though
for sure.
Game of Thrones was still pretty difficult, but for some reason I think the Breaking Bad one was like, because the way the Breaking Bad did it is that like they showed you what was happening at the end, but they showed you in the very first episode like what was gonna
like the time travel-y kind of thing.
Yeah, so like they kind of showed you what like a clip from basically the end of the season, and then you have to wait a year to actually see how that resolves.
Yeah, or how they get to that point.
Yeah,
essentially.
Oh, speaking of shows that just came back, Ballers on HBO with The Rock. I don't know. I don't know if either one of you follow. I'm assuming based on your reaction, neither one of you follow that one.
I mean, I don't watch it, but I know of it. I know it's still going. I've been like kind of wanting to start watching it, but
it's really good. I like it a lot. I mean, the first 3 seasons, it's just I don't know if you enjoy sports at all, and then you like watching a like underdog kind of like start from the bottom and then picking a fight with like the biggest organization on the planet, you're gonna like it. And obviously, The Rock's in it, so you have a lot of that going for it. But yeah, no, the first episode just came out on Sunday, and I really liked it. So.
All right, where can we watch that? Or
on
what channel is that on?
on HBO now,
Oh, okay.
or HBO Go if you have a subscription to HBO.
So if you haven't canceled your HBO Now subscription since Game of Thrones ended, you can go watch it.
Oh, actually, I haven't. So, well,
I
actually, it was
forgot
just so
to
I can
do that.
watch Chernobyl.
I need to watch the Deadwood movie, but I have to go back and finish the Deadwood series. I don't remember where I was in the series, so I almost have to like start from the beginning and like find where I was.
I never watched Deadwood, but would you guys recommend it? What would you guys like
I've never
compare it to?
Oh, I couldn't even tell you because I don't even really remember. I just know it has Ian McShane in it, and he's good, and it's got Timothy Olyphant, who's also good.
Oh, Timothy Olyphant's in it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or was it the other? There's two guys I always get mixed up. It's Timothy Olyphant and some other guy, the guy who in Transformers.
Optimus?
Yeah, Optimus Prime. No. It was
Shia
Jazz.
LaBeouf.
The main dude, though,
LaBeouf.
right? Like the main
army soldier guy.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about. I don't know his name, but yeah. I can kind of see, or I could kind of mix them up, I guess.
I always get them mixed up. But
Yeah.
I would probably recommend. I just don't really remember. I kind of remember like story parts. I just don't remember like were there slow parts? Were there parts I didn't really care for? I just don't remember that part. I mean, you got HBO, so you
Might
can
as
find out.
well get the most out of it because I still haven't canceled HBO yet. All right, well that sounds like a good place for us. So it sounds like we had a pretty eventful week with the news and some of the some of the TV shows that we've been watching. It's time for us to get into our box office rundown. This week's got some interesting ones. Number 1 was the brand new Angel Has Fallen, coming at number 2.
Yikes.
Is Good Boys. That was the movie we reviewed last week. Overcomer, it comes in at number 3.
What the hell is that? Where'd that even come from?
I don't know what that movie is. Number 4 was the movie that we reviewed 2 weeks ago, Fast and Furious Presents Hobbs and Shaw. Number 5, and still holding strong, is The Lion King. Number 6 was the movie that we picked for this week, is Ready or Not. Number 7, The Angry Birds Movie 2, which is the movie we'll be reviewing for next week. And number 8.
I almost missed that.
Number 8 is Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, which was reviewed by ours truly, Ben and Stu. Number 9 is...
Oh, it was just me.
He's a liar.
Well, it's going to be Ben, too. Ben's going to give us our take. Number 9 is Dora.
Yeah, Ben, tell me about the movie you haven't seen.
Okay, yeah, sure. So I really enjoyed the parts that I didn't see, but I saw in the trailers. Now, just judging from the trailers, I could tell that this isn't going to be a good movie. You don't know what's going on. I mean, how did that weird zombie thing get into the next scene? We don't know. We don't know.
Number 9 is Dora and the Lost City of
Stories, and why are they so scary?
God,
I
is
felt
that
like the trailer didn't
Seinfeld?
get it.
Was that Seinfeld?
Kinda.
Don't worry, I got it. I heard it. I was like, what's up with all of these scary stories? I can't do it either. All right, number 9 is Dora and the Lost City of Gold. Maybe our pick for next week.
It's kind of slim pickings this week, so it might.
I know. Okay. And number 10 is the movie we reviewed in our second week's podcast, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, holding on to the bottom spot. Some of the newer ones that came out that didn't crack the top 10 was like the Peanut Butter Falcon. That's the one with I can never say his name right. Shia LaBeouf. LaBeouf. Is this LaBeouf?
Shia LaBeouf.
That doesn't sound right either. Shia LaBeouf.
It's right, David.
Okay, fine. But yeah, as a brand new movie, usually those are the ones that will at least crack the top 10, but it didn't. And then there was one movie I was actually really interested in, is Loose. That one did not crack even the top 20. That one's a movie about a adopted kid who goes to high school, and then his teacher is out to get him. Like, he's like supposed to be like the model student or whatever, and then she thinks that he did something, or like she's accusing him of being violent and causing something. So they're supposed to be like, that's involved. So I'm probably planning on seeing that this week when I get a chance.
While we're talking about obscure movies that nobody knows about because they're not even showing up on this list, I want to see, because I'm David, I'm going to see, what's here? It's down here. Hang on. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh, shit.
This bit's really landing hard, Stu.
Brittany runs a marathon.
What?
I actually wanted to see that.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I meant Maiden.
What?
What?
What is that?
Oh, you don't
Maiden
know about
where?
Maiden? Well, let me tell you. It's a story about an adopted kid who's
No.
teaching how to
Oh
get
my
him.
god. So, any surprises? Were you guys surprised that this week, which did not have very many strong candidates, was led by the pack, was Angel Has Fallen?
I'm kind of surprised.
I mean, I'm not surprised that it's number one because it didn't have much competition. And I'm also not surprised that it has a 39% rating.
What do you guys know about our number 3 movie, Overcomer?
Oh, Overcomer is.
Wait. David, I want you to look at the poster, just the image of it, and tell me what you think it's about.
Is this where somebody overcomes adversity? It looks like a Christian movie.
A Christian movie.
No, but like, tell me what's like the main plot, like of those characters you see, like what's going on?
So there's the
what's going on in this poster?
The stern coach who clearly believes that she can do more than she thinks she can. The tough love mother, single mother, and then the teacher who inspires her to new heights.
The no sass black lady teacher.
No,
right?
I think that's her mom.
Wait, who's this about? A black person or
I
a
think
white
it's about
person?
a black girl.
Oh, okay. So the teacher's the white lady on top. Man, why the white lady always got to be on top?
Oh,
wow.
It's a whole new element. No, because because they started from the bottom and now they're overcoming.
Okay.
Here.
What do you allow to define you is the tagline of this movie.
Where's that?
It's like watermarked into the poster. You can barely see it. Like right above where the person's holding their arms up to the sky is where that's written.
I'm reading the synopsis and it.
No, on the poster.
Oh, what do you allow to define you? From the creators of
That's a
War Room.
weirdly worded phrase or question.
At least Good Boys is still holding its spot from number 1 last week. Now only down to number 2.
Yeah.
Wait, so what was Overcomer actually about now?
Overcomer. Ben's usually better at these synopsises, so I'm just gonna turn this over to Ben.
I don't know what's about.
I thought you said you kind of knew what it was about.
I was say something that some person's having a really hard time. Oh, there's God.
God.
There's God. Oh,
yeah.
Pray, bless up, and what do you know? He pulled through.
So so I'm looking at like some of the pictures, and it's gonna be something like a white coach trying to help a black high school girl with her mom, and like I'm sure there's something about racism in here.
Critic from Roger Ebert.
It does look to be a religious element to it.
Well,
I think it is mostly religious.
Roger Ebert, Mark Dushkis from Roger
Dushkis.
Dudsick? Dudsick.
Dushkis is, man. That's an unfortunate name.
Sorry, Mark. Dudsick? Dudsick. But Dushkis was probably better.
My God.
The whole is cheap, cheesy, and to put it charitably, churchy. That was from the guy who reviewed it for Roger Ebert. Yeah, I'm just reading some of the critics' comments at the bottom.
The dollar store, not Mark Wahlberg. Dollar store, Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Dushsick.
Yeah, you try to say that the right time.
Douche-sick. I'm just going to say douche-sick. Douche-kiss? No. How did you say kiss? It doesn't even... It's D-U-J-S-I-K.
I was trying to sound it out.
That's all right. So as an ESL and everything, that's all right.
English is hard.
This segment brought to you by Hooked on Phonics.
Oh my God. Damn, we have a lot of sponsors. If we land any one of these, I think we're gonna be good.
Gotta cast a wide net.
Is Phonics still a thing?
It's super. I'm sure it probably is.
Well, yeah, because you're paying them for them, right? You're their only sole customer.
He's using the old ones from like the 80s and 90s.
I wanted to come up with like some like reference from like the 80s, and then they have to spell it, but then I can't think of anything. So
it's totally still in existence.
Wow.
Although their website's a little sketchy.
Hooked on Phonics.
First of all, they don't have a certificate on their website, so strike one.
Browse at your own risk.
Yeah, I'm getting so much of my credit card information hacked right now.
Wow.
Well,
anyways, what were we talking about?
We were talking about
Phonics.
Overcomer as the number 3 movie this week.
All right.
But I think we broke it down pretty good.
Got it pretty good.
Everything else is pretty much stand pat a little bit. Everything is just kind of shuffling around here and there.
I'm kind of surprised though that The Lion King is still, not only is it still pretty high up, but it edged out a movie that just came out, which was Ready or Not.
Well, I mean, Ready or Not, rated R.
Rated R.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That's true.
And well,
what about Angry Birds? Didn't that also?
If you're playing the Dos and a Half Cincos drinking game,
Mhm.
that rated R line, that was for you.
What?
Every time Ben always says, "Oh, that didn't do so well because it was rated R."
Oh, but it's rated R.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what Ben sounds like.
Take a shot.
why are you booing me? I'm right.
Take a shot. Well, I mean,
What kind of
essentially-
society do we live in?
Well, I mean, you're restricting your audience if you can only go if we go with an adult, right? Or if you're older than, is it 16, 17?
I remember when we were in high school, there was only like 2 or 3 movies, rated R movies I ever went to where they actually were like checking your age. I think one was
Blair Witch Project.
That was not in high school. That was like elementary schools.
Yeah.
And Ben was like in kindergarten.
Yeah, and I still watch. Dude, what the
You were saying, Stu? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just wanted.
I was saying something? I don't know. Was I?
Yeah,
Was
you
I
were
talking?
saying that- yeah, you said that there was probably 2 movies in high school that they were actually like carded.
Oh yeah. I even remember. It was the weirdest thing. Quick story time. It was me and like 2 of my friends. We got tickets for Dawn of the Dead, I think it was. And when we walked up to the theater, there was a dude standing outside, checking IDs. And obviously, none of us had IDs, so we were kind of fucked. And then, but somehow, like when we were like standing outside the theater trying to figure out what to do, I guess my mom had like went to go see a movie that same night, and they were walking out as we were standing out there, and I was like, oh. Hey, Mom, can you help us get into this movie? And you did.
Wow.
So,
Thanks, Mom.
yeah.
Ooh,
Mom in the clutch.
FTW, yeah. But yeah, no, Ben has already talked about previously in like our first inaugural podcast about how nostalgia really can win out. I mean, Aladdin had such a long stand holding onto like one of the top 10 spots, right, for such a long time, and I think it's still around somewhere in this list somewhere. I'm not looking that hard, but yeah, Lion King had a little bit more of a wider reach. I mean, everybody remembers the Lion King. I don't think there are very few kids who did not watch the Lion King when they were kids, or adults that were kids back then. So not everybody liked Aladdin, but I'm pretty sure most people like the Lion King.
Yeah, I'm pretty
and
sure
that cast,
only mass murderers are the ones who never saw Lion King as a kid.
Well, that goes to prove if you don't watch The Lion King, you turn into a mass murderer.
Yeah, you just if your kid hasn't watched Lion King and grew up in the 90s, they might have killed someone. So.
Whoa. Same thing if like your kid was never wasn't exposed to chicken pox. He never had the chicken pox.
Exactly. It's like chicken pox and Lion King.
Those are the two precursors to not raising a murderer.
Yeah, and then you're gonna get your anti-vaxxers and your anti-Lion Kingers.
Those are usually the same people.
Lion King causes autism.
Whoa. But yeah, so I mean, we're looking at the top 10. Not very much has changed. Obviously, there's a couple of new ones in there. Ready or Not was probably we're going to be talking about very soon. So other than that, pretty much it's kind of standard fare if you look at it. So I think
Yeah.
for the next couple of weeks, we're not really getting any big heavy hitters. I think It 2 is probably going to be the biggest one, I think, in the next couple of weeks. Right,
And that
Ben?
won't-
Stu?
yeah, that probably, and that again, that won't be out until the following week. So this week is going to be slim pickings for us. It's like Dora, and that's it. Because I don't know if I want to see Angel Has Fallen.
Me neither.
I will probably end up watching Angel Has Fallen because my dad loves that series. So
Yeah, there's the demographic.
The Asian parent, the Asian dad.
But
The Asian dad.
my dad is semi-retired. He only usually goes to movies on Tuesdays unless I'm buying. So his $5 is going towards the $21.4 million that Angel Has Fallen opened with.
Maybe that's why it isn't making so much, because like
because most people want to go see it on a Tuesday.
Yeah, your the target demographic is a bunch of Asian dads who want the best deal.
Rambo's coming out in September.
I haven't been following that.
Yeah, I mean I know it's coming.
What about Downton Abbey?
I never watched it.
All right, well that's gonna wrap up that's how we're gonna end the box office rundown. So we're gonna speed right through it. We're gonna go to our movie of this week. It was Ready or Not, which we mentioned before had taken the number 6 spot, which is kind of low in our estimation based on.
Well, David, it's because it's a rated R movie.
Take a shot. All right. But
Angel Has Fallen is also rated R.
Is it? I thought it was rated PG-13.
Nope, I'm looking at it right now. Rated R.
Yep. Rated R.
Oh, I remember
I don't think. What now, Ben?
Hey, I'm not the one who said. David's the one who said it this time.
I said it at the same time as you because I knew you were going to say it.
He's trying to
Jink
you.
How does it feel that 3 of the top 10 movies out right now are rated R?
Doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel good, Bob.
Wait, isn't it more than that? Isn't Scariest Stories to Tell the... That's PG-13? Huh.
Yeah, because it wasn't super graphic. It was just had,
what about
scary
Once
imagery.
Upon a Time? Once Upon a Time, Ready or Not, Good Boys, and Angels Fallen. That's 4 out of the top 10 are all rated.
40%, Ben. Like, does it
Sucking
feel
them
bad
apples.
being wrong? Like,
Well, if we take a look at the other releases this week, it didn't really have any competition. So, of course, these big franchises are going to overtake the top spot with Angel Has Fallen. Not to mention that, Lion King did get pushed to number 5. Let's look at the theater change numbers. We already have a 3,300 theater count for Lion King in its 6th week. That is unprecedented. And we'll also have to bundle that up with the fact that Disney is distributing this film, and they like to have a very tight control over what films are being shown in what theater. Even so much that when Star Wars The Force Awakens was first released, it was released at the New Beverly Cinema, and Quentin Tarantino actually had a kerfuffle with Disney because he didn't want to show all these different showings for The Force Awakens. But that just goes to show how much Disney really likes to keep the movies in theaters for extended periods of time. And that is why Lion King has 3,300 theaters still showing Lion King in week 6, which could also contribute to why Aladdin would be in this top spot.
Can we cut all that
out? Now.
I'm keeping it in because the snoring was so great. Ben, how do you account for the fact that Angry Birds is in 3,869 theaters compared to the 3,300 of Lion King? Does that mean that Sony's just putting all their eggs in one basket?
Well, I mean, this was their big release for animated feature film, and Lion King's in its 6th week. What week is Angry Birds in? 2. That's a month difference, and Lion King's beating it.
I'm just kind of realizing now, looking at the poster for Lion King, I feel like it's like false advertising because it almost looks like an animated movie in the poster, but then it's just like the dog shit live action bullshit.
Yeah, that was definitely some of the complaints I've heard about the movie.
Anyways, sorry. We were supposed to be moving on to the next segment, weren't we?
Yeah.
I think it's great that every single time Stu corners Ben into a corner, Ben comes up with the most articulated.
Yeah, it's like, do you just have these written down?
Yeah, like
wait, do you guys not take notes?
It's like, this is in case Stuart or David dunk on me on this point.
Well, that's why we always dunk on David, because he doesn't have jack shit written down.
I never write anything down. What do you think I'm doing over here?
Yeah, I totally have stuff written down right now.
Quick, everybody dunk on Stu and see what happens.
That's not fun.
I agree. It's much more fun dunking on David.
Oh, what the? All right, well, back to our review for this week. Ready or Not. This one was in the 6th spot out of the top 10 this week. So, we'll take some general feelings. Ben, what did you think?
Or is Ben doing a synopsis?
Oh, yeah, and the synopsis. We need the synopsis.
Synopsis, right. No one said that getting married would be easy. Grace finds that she may be in over her head when a post-wedding family tradition turns out to be a fight for her life. Crazy in-laws, murderous staff, and a labyrinth of a house has Grace heavily considering. Is she ready or not?
That sounded a little funny. You turned into a robot for a second. You said ready.
All right. So thank you, Ben, for that synopsis. So, Stu, what did you think of the movie?
I enjoyed it. I think it was like a really good, like a nice little surprise of a movie because I saw the preview kind of almost like the week before it came out.
Okay.
So I didn't really know anything about it, but I think it was because sometimes when I see these movies, I get a little worried that they do stuff that like kind of makes me go like, I'm not buying it. I don't really have examples off the top of my head, but
that's
I feel like
unbelievable, or that it's just like,
it's
why didn't you pick that direction kind of thing.
This is all kind of silly, but it'd be like if the main character Grace was able to thwart the family that's coming after her by like fist fighting them or something.
Oh, like she all of a sudden became like a professional fighter.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, that it wasn't like a struggle, or she didn't look like she was a neophyte, didn't know what she was doing kind of thing.
Yeah, I feel like they did a really good job of making it more, I didn't want to say organic because I said that, like I used that word like 2 minutes ago, but yeah, it was more organic. But yeah, it was organic and it was believable.
Okay. Ben?
Yeah, pretty much what Stu said. I really liked it. It was surprisingly funny. It came out of nowhere for me because I really didn't hear too much about it other than I saw a few trailers for it, but I haven't read any articles about really anything about it until after it came out. So yeah, it was really funny, dark. I really enjoyed how the story was pretty much an underdog battle. Grace is trying to fight like a whole family in an unknown place, and she is struggling. It's not like something clean where like what Stu says, she just beats everyone in a fist fight where she just takes everyone one by one. It's like she's running, she's stumbling, she doesn't know what she's doing, she's crying, she's getting hurt.
Yeah.
They really beat the shit out of the protagonist, and she comes out like a champ.
Physically and mentally.
Yeah. I mean, every time she encounters somebody, she just goes down, but then she keeps getting up and going back at it over and over and over again throughout the movie. And it really builds up, I really liked it.
That kind of reminds me of something I was kind of watching sometimes on YouTube. I'll just be watching random stuff. And I was actually watching some stuff about Jackie Chan. I know it's kind of a weird
I can see that. Yeah.
One of the things that they were talking about Jackie Chan's movies is how the reason why they're so great, everyone loves them.
Relatable
Is because Jackie Chan in his fight scenes, he's not like the super tough guy who never gets hurt, and it's like he's like the underdog who's always getting hurt in the fights all the time. Mm-hmm. But he's just through sheer will and effort he's able to win the fight, and that's kind of like how Ben was describing this. So I think this movie was directed by Jackie Chan.
Obviously. Wait, Sue, you say you watched a video about that?
Yeah, I forget what I was watching. I watched a couple Jackie Chan videos.
Was it like a video essay or something? Or
I think so.
Was it called Every Frame of Painting?
I cannot remember. Let me pull up my YouTube history, which is the only history I would be okay with someone looking at.
That's why you go incognito.
Well, while you're doing that, Stu, I definitely echo some of the sentiment. I didn't really have any expectations going in, so except for that I was thinking, this is kind of setting up to kind of like a B thriller. I did not expect myself to laugh as much as I did. I did not expect to enjoy it based on those merits, mostly solely alone. And then I really enjoyed the pacing. The pacing was really great. The story was really great. I'll echo the same exact thing that you guys were both saying. Grace is very relatable. Like, if I was to be thrown in a situation just like that, I would have probably reacted exactly the same, not knowing what to expect, kind of playing along, that kind of thing, having a good time. And then once the realization of what's actually happening, like, I would have been in shock. I would have probably been crying too. And like you guys were saying, like, she's relatable because of the fact that she doesn't have that same archetype, almost kind of like how the Tomb Raider movie was, right? Like, she's like thrown into this battle and all this stuff, and for some reason she's 100% composed and does, like, barely ever gets injured and just takes down every adversary without seemingly sweating at all.
Right.
So this is the complete opposite. This is, like you guys were saying, underdog story, and I thought it was really well done. There's a couple twists and turns here and there that I was not particularly expecting, but to me it was actually very charming in the way that a lot of the stuff that was done. And I definitely was happy that we picked this movie to be this week's thing. For me, if since we're giving ratings for stuff, I definitely would give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd say 8 out of 10. Maybe 8.5.
I would have to go with 7.
Well, I mean, it's obviously this is not going to win. Nobody out of this is going to win an Oscar. We're not.
Yeah.
So 7's a perfectly good reason. Good rating as well. I'm sure probably Sean would probably give it somewhere in between the 7.5 or an 8 if he was here. But I think based on the merits of the movie and the budget that it had, its cast, it's relatable, it's definitely enjoyable, it's unexpected, it comes out of left field a little bit, but in a good way. And especially if you go in with no expectations whatsoever. I was like, what kind of movie am I going to end up watching? And I was very surprised, and I was also very happy about getting to see it.
One of the things I kind of liked about it too was it definitely had its funny moments like you guys touched on, but I think just like some of like the dialogue in the beginning, to me it was like probably it was more realistic to me. Like, it felt more real the way the Grace and her husband and then the brother were kind of interacting, as opposed to like some other movies where you see like a similar type scene where it's like picturesque and everyone's kind of perfect. Not perfect, but like no one's really like fucking around. Like, him and his brother were fucking around, and then like she was making like wisecracks. That felt like kind of real to me, so I like that.
Yeah, that's actually one of the points that kind of got me to like the movie so much. It was Grace, Samara Weaving, the main actress, her performance. She was really likable. It was because of her dialogue. It was because of her quips, her characteristics. She's just like the way that she's going around making all these like smart ass remarks and like snorting to herself, and the way that she walked around, kind of like at the beginning of the movie, like just running around, having fun with it, and then it slowly turns into this
fight for her life.
Yeah, that's what really kind of sold it for me. It was definitely her acting. I really hope that she gets some more roles after this. And what do you know? She's going to be in the next Bill and Ted. So
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely. I was the entire time I was just rooting for her. I was just like, oh, I want her to come out the other side. Any other? Oh, go ahead. Yeah,
real quick, Ben. It was Every Frame a Painting. Was that video?
Nice.
Did that pop up in your feed also?
No, I was following that like a really long time ago, and then that guy stopped, and I got really sad.
Oh, okay.
Because he got a job at Criterion or something. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's 2014. This video.
Yeah, I know. But he has a good channel, so check out the rest of his stuff. Tony Zhao, we're plugging for you. Every Frame of Painting.
Come back,
please. I miss you. I miss your touch.
Here we'll cut in one of those sad like I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without you. Yeah, if we can get that and cut it in there, that'd be pretty good.
Can we just do a cappella? That works, right?
Yeah, you just did it, so just leave it there.
Okay.
All right.
Well, that sounds like we pretty much wrapped up that portion, so we're gonna go into the spoiler zone. So I'll just let you guys get after it. Favorite part of the movie? Ben, go.
Ooh, okay, good. I have time to think.
Oh man, favorite part of the movie for me, I'd have to say the end. The ending. I mean, I'm pretty sure one of you guys would have to.
I think.
Up the ending.
How about this? I think we all can say we like the ending. So individually, besides the ending, what was your favorite scene?
How about you go fuck yourself? Because the ending was my favorite part.
What about the ending was your favorite part? Was it the fact that like he turned on her in the last second after?
I think it's just everything about like the build up with they were slowly hinting that maybe Adam's gonna turn on her or something, and they were all chanting like Hail Satan, or like the whole.
He was about to say Hail Satan, but then he had like
that part. It was like, wait, when he was about to say that, you're like, wait, did he
Hail
just say Satan? But yeah, it was like in the back of your mind, it's like, did he actually almost say Hail Satan? Is this like a satanic thing? And then finally when it gets to it, it's just like Hail Satan, and then they're about to do it, and then like the sun comes up and they're all crying and shit, and it's just like, we're gonna die, and
nothing happens.
And then that twist where the aunt, she just blows up and everyone just slowly explodes. The part that really got me was Samara Weaving. She's bloody. She has a hole in her hand. She's got so many fucking wounds. She's been stabbed. And then she's just laughing it off. She's just hysterical at that point. She's just...
Her back's like sliced open.
From climbing through the fence.
And then she goes back to her funny quips and, just starts getting some one-liners. Yeah. And it's just like... Oh my god, the build up for that, like, I want a divorce. Like, oh my god, that was great. He throws the ring at him, he blows up. And then I really like how her image slowly transformed over the movie. She's in this stunning, gorgeous dress at the beginning, right? She's so picturesque.
Innocent.
And then slowly, she starts tearing her dress so she can move a little better. She loses the shoes, she gets some Converse on. And slowly her white dress turns red. And at the end, she's just completely trashed and just sitting on the porch, or sitting on the stairs where she was married, where she just recently got married, just smoking a cigarette, and police come up and she just gives the final perfect line, in-laws. And I really like the part when she's leaving, she sees a faint vision of Mr. LaBelle, and all she just says is, well, fuck. Like, everything about that ending was just perfect. I loved it. Anyone who says that wasn't their favorite part of the movie can go fuck themselves, all right?
So now that Ben's done with the low-hanging fruit.
Boo.
I mean, it's low-hanging fruit just because I'm sure we all like the ending the best.
Okay, and now Stu's going to lie about what his favorite part of the movie was. Yeah, okay, so go ahead, Stu.
So here's my second favorite part, because I'm not a liar like Ben makes me out to be. What was my second favorite part? Let's see. Well, I don't know if this was my second favorite part, but one scene I did like was when she went into the barn area, like the little barn where they keep the goats, and that stupid kid shot the hole through her hand. I was like, oh man, if I were her, I would. And before I could even finish that thought, she just knocked his ass out.
Punched him in the fucking face.
I almost wanted more from that. I almost wanted her to, after she knocked him out, to
bid on him or something.
No, and then once she crawled out from the place, to just toss him into the pit.
Oh,
I would have tossed him into the pit. But
the foreshadowing of that nail at the top, I was cringing. And then when the thing breaks and her hand goes up and then she grabs it, and then I'm like, oh, so she missed it, right? And then I realized that she had to, she didn't have enough strength to pull up with one arm. And I was like, oh, so it isn't over. I was like, oh, because I thought I had this false sense of relief as soon as the ladder broke and she caught herself, and you could see her pulling herself up. But then you realize that I was like, oh, there's a bullet-shaped hole in her hand that fits right over the whole thing. She's not gonna notice. Oh my god! And I was so nervous at that point. I was like, oh god, it's happening. I thought it was over. It's not over. But for me, favorite part was definitely all the way all the maids died because of what's her name, the sister-in-law, who just could not for the life of her be able to compose herself. She was constantly on coke.
She just couldn't wrap her head around murdering her brother's wife. She just could not get with it.
And no, but she wanted to so badly. Remember, she was egging the kids on, and the kids were the ones who were running around with the masks and stuff like that. They were all for this ritual, and of course, I'm sure the drugs has probably helped with wanting to be a part of it. So. But she couldn't put together how to use a weapon at all, and would just accidentally fired off and killed the first one, shot one in the mouth, and then the last one died because she was hiding in the.
Yeah, because she's a narc is why she died.
Well, that's part of the thing.
That'd be a lesson to you kids. Don't be a narc.
Don't be a narc, and don't do drugs. But if you are, make sure to ask for consent.
Yes, ask them.
And then how disappointed the dad was every single time something didn't go their way.
Yeah.
I was just like, I want more mishaps to happen because I just want to see his reaction because it was so good. He every single time is like, what the fuck? How the fuck? Turn around. Look behind you. And then the guy gets kicked in the face and he goes, what the fuck? Yeah, it just, based on after seeing like the first 2 or 3 mishaps and everybody going, oh man, that was our favorite maid or whatever, and she's now dead. And, just you would expect for him to kind of reserve himself to going, I guess that's kind of the way things are going today. But I had a feeling that they had this like satanic like backstory, because LaBale sounds like a name that actually comes out of the Bible. There's a demon named Baal.
Well, actually,
you fight him in the
Diablo.
His name is Belial, and also LaBale is actually an anagram of Belial. So.
Oh, there's your answer.
It sounded similar on purpose.
Makes sense in their mystery box.
You fight Baal at the you fight him at the Ariat summit for reaching the World Stone. That's when you fight Baal.
Mm.
I don't know where I was going with that. It was just a Diablo 2 reference.
Thanks, Stu. That was your Diablo 2 update. So yeah, that was the one thing that kind of tipped me off. I was like, why do they keep trying to kill this person? I was like, let me guess, they're going to try to sacrifice her on a pentagram. I was like, oh, look, there's a pentagram. But I felt like the twist with Adam Brody's character coming back and like trying to save her at the very end, I was just like, is he going to do it or is he not going to do it? Is he going to do it? Oh, he's doing it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it's kind of like the same with I don't know his name, the husband, who was like, up until like his discussion with his mom when he was handcuffed, you think he's going to try to save her the first chance he gets, and then it kind of looks that way still, and then he just doesn't.
Well, I think it's because of the fact is that the reason why he said that he would pick her over the family was that mini dialogue while he was still handcuffed was that he said that she's better than all of you. Like, he's alluding to the fact that like the family has this like dark past where they have to be willing to sacrifice things and stuff like that. So he knows where the family fortune comes from, and that she's supposed to be his ticket out to be able to have a clean life and not have all these like she's like his repentance or his penance for all the bad stuff that his family had to inflict on other people just to be able to be successful and all that stuff. And I think sometimes they even allude to it. Some of the other family members allude to some of the things that how badly they want to stay in the family and what it means to them and what it means to them to have to want to stay, what they're willing to go through and what they're willing to do to stay in that. And the fact is that Grace turns around and kills the mom. He realizes, he's like, oh, she's just as bad. Like, you putting her through, she was supposed to be better than us. She was supposed to be the better one. Mm-hmm. And she wasn't. And he was, you know what, if that's the case, then shit, might as well keep the family. I don't know if that's the way it should be interpreted, but that's the way I saw it. The reason why he Star Wars Episode 3'd from Anakin to Darth Vader so quickly.
Wow, he did it.
Yeah, I made the connection. Like, I mean, dude, like Episode 3, he, half an hour before he turns on Obi-Wan, I mean, come on.
I don't even remember that much of the movie.
Exactly, like it happens.
Well, let me tell you about it.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Ben. Throw back, please.
Okay, so in Episode 3.
And then they went on to talk about Episode 3 for 15 minutes.
Oh, don't worry. We're going to make it last longer than that. So at the beginning of Episode 3...
Hold on, wait. Everybody grab a drink.
Obi-Wan and Anakin were infiltrating...
I was supposed to be the narrator, telling the audience what was happening as you just start talking about it.
And now I'm actually doing it.
Oh, okay. I just felt like it wasn't landing the way I envisioned it.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it landed. Okay. Don't worry, I'll take all the other stuff out.
Yeah, but don't take this part out. So Obi-Wan and Anakin actually.
But you know what transition I'm talking about, right? Like, he flips on Obi-Wan so quickly, it almost was like kind of like, oh, something snapped in his head, and then all of a sudden now he just went to the dark side.
Maybe it was
because he turned her against him.
Maybe it was like, oh shit, this is Episode 3 and we haven't made him bad yet. Make him bad.
Exactly. That's the quick switch that happened. They're like, well, we've already had 2 movies. We need to be able to have a bridge between 3 and 4 where there is a Darth Vader. How do we do that? Insert dialogue here, that kind of thing. That's the only way I reconciled the fact that he decided to turn on Grace, even though he said that he's like, hey, we can leave whenever you want to. He keeps trying to get her to be able to escape. He turns his back on his family to do so. He even tells his mother, who gave birth to him, that he's like, nope, if it came down at the end of the day, I'd pick her over you guys. And then, plot twist, he decides to not pick her. And that's the only way I can reconcile it, I think. Unless you guys have a different explanation.
I think it's that, I guess the whole movie was kind of driving to the point that he was just trying to deny who he really was. They brought up a whole bunch of good points. Like his mom said, if you didn't want to be here, you didn't have to be here, but you're here. Yeah, so like, there was a part of him that he wanted, he knew what was going to happen.
He wouldn't have let her draw a card if he knew it was bullshit. So.
Yeah. Or he could have said, as soon as that card came up, it's like, hey, let's leave, but he didn't. They still played the game.
But didn't he also say, like, somebody else decided they didn't want to play the game and they killed him, like, instantly?
I don't know if he was clear, but the dad kind of seemed like he knew what everyone else who didn't play died, but they were reported to have died in, like, house fire, accident, etc.
Oh, okay.
But he, like, mentioned that they meaning maybe him and, like, was she an aunt or a grandma? The older
yeah, because she was the one who her husband was killed, right? They sacrificed.
Right. No, but I was referring to the ones who didn't play the game and got exploded.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure if everyone was aware of that, if only like the dad and the grandma were aware of that.
So my big question was, if they were married, right, that means that she's part of the family now. If the husband decided to save her, would he still died anyways?
Well, yeah, because I think the goal was to sacrifice Grace, and if they didn't, they would all die.
Okay, so she would have been a widow regardless of the outcome.
I believe so.
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
Someone was dying. It was either her or
the entire family.
Yes.
Huh, interesting.
Unless there's some other loophole they could have found. They do like a Flatliners thing, and they kill her, but then they bring her back.
Wow.
The family, do you think this is the story of the Milton Bradley family? This is like an actual story?
Yes, it's definitely about how Milton Bradley made a deal with the devil and how every year they must make a human sacrifice.
No, only when they add a new family member. Only when they marry. Yeah, it wasn't like every year they had to do it. It was just any time that they added a new family member.
You're right. Every time they added a new family member, they had to make a human sacrifice so that they could retain their wealth.
So is that the reason why Milton Bradley doesn't have any more heirs, and it's just a conglomerate composed of CEOs at this point?
Well, yeah, you gotta play it smart. Yeah. The best way to play the game is not play at all.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Deep.
Well, I think that's a good spot for us to end on. Any other additional thoughts you guys wanted to add about this movie?
I did like the whole scene where, as far as like the depiction of the firearms, I did approve of that. I did like how she was trying to quietly load the gun and it kept making little noises, but then the butler was like, not really paying attention to it. But I was thinking though that if she did shoot that guy with that gun, she would be like flat on her ass, because that's like an elephant gun.
Yeah, I was expecting that. I was like expecting for her to like fire it and then just have like huge kickback, and then her miss because of the kickback so bad.
As graphic as like the rest of the movie was, I would not be surprised if she had like shot him and they just blew him in half from the force of that bullet.
But yeah, I think that would have been really satisfying to see.
I think it would have been. Although I don't understand why like someone else got a gun, but then I thought
her gun wasn't real.
I thought they got all the weapons from, because he was like grandfather's weapons only because it's tradition. But it's like, okay, so one of them had the one who kept fucking up. She had a revolver.
Like a small handgun, wasn't it?
Yeah, so that ammo was real. So why wasn't the elephant gun that she had real?
I don't know. I'm just going to say that maybe because it was part of that main display, the other weapons were off to the side. So maybe that was just, like the butler said, decorative.
I mean, I'm sure the gun was real, but why would the ammo be fake if whatever.
So that pretty much wraps up our review of Ready or Not. Pretty much, I think everybody can say it. Like, go see it. I think it was really well done.
It was a good time.
Yeah, it was fun. Definitely was thrilling. So let's talk about the movie for this week.
Which is clearly
Angry Birds 2.
No.
Angel Has Fallen.
Try again.
I mean, I know I'm supposed to be like action movie guy, but like, no, I don't want to see that one. At least I don't want to spend money on it. Like, I would see Stuber before I would see Angel Has Fallen.
I don't think Stuber's in theaters anymore.
No, I'm just saying, like, when it comes out, I will watch Stuber before I watch Angel Has Fallen. Not just because Stuber's probably going to make it to streaming first, but if they're assuming they're both on and I haven't watched either of them, I will watch Stuber before I watch that one. But yeah, there's not a lot of movies out this week.
Overcomer?
Wait, let me do a quick check on something. Let me see. Is it going to be possible? Damn it.
What?
I was checking. No, I was because Harkins does Tuesday classic movies, but this week Tuesday is going to be Steel Magnolias, which I don't have any interest in.
Isn't that the Tom Cruise movie?
No, that's Vanilla Sky or something. Steel Magnolias is like a old lady movie.
Well, I guess maybe this is the week we see Dora and the Lost City.
Can we see Dora at Krikorian?
Possibly.
The Peanut Butter Falcon. Or Blinded by the Light.
I feel like Dora would be more of a gold mine for commentary, though.
That's right.
Yeah.
Then Dora and the Lost City of Gold.
Oh, man. CGV just has a bunch of Korean movies.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's what we're reviewing this week. BTS.
We're not seeing BTS.
Maybe we can just see one of these random ass Korean movies and just comment on how we don't know what they're talking about.
But there is actually a Korean movie I do want to see.
Is it Bring the Soul?
No, it's not God damn it.
Bring the Soul 2?
Coming out in October.
Sorry. It's Bring the Soul.
Bring the Soul.
God damn it. No.
Soul Korea.
All right, go ahead, Ben. we won't make any Asian joke in the next 6 seconds.
Oh, go ahead. Say whatever you want.
I said 6 seconds, David.
Starting now.
Hey.
Ben, go. You're running out of time.
Segment is brought to you by Panda Express.
I can't hold it back any longer.
I can't hold it anymore.
Carter, I can't hold it more. Which rush hour is that one from? Case closed.
It was like Proto 2, so.
It was at the end of 1, so.
It was more 2 than it was. It was closer to 2 than it was closer to 1. You know what I mean? You can't argue that. It's just facts. Ben, what were you gonna say?
So we're gonna watch Dora.
Oh, that's it? That's all you were gonna say?
Oh, well, I don't remember what we were talking about.
Oh, I think you were saying you were going to tell us what Korean movie you wanted to actually see.
Oh, right.
Bring the Soul.
Yeah, it was Bring the Soul.
God damn it, it's not Bring
Oh, sorry.
David, we're going to go see Bring the Soul.
Oh.
We're actually going to see.
We're actually going to see Bring the Soul. Wink.
Is it The Battle Roar to Victory? Is it Exit?
No, it doesn't matter October, so. But I'm assuming it's going to be showing at the CGV. It's going to be called Parasite. I heard that one's going to be pretty good.
Parasite Eve?
Yeah, it's Parasite Eve.
They finally adapting the game?
Yep, they are.
Is that the one where the character was wearing mom jeans?
I actually don't remember. I know she was like blonde or something, right?
Yeah, I feel like I remember playing it, and I feel like she was walking around in mom jeans. That's all I could think about when I don't know if it was Parasite Eve or if it was one of the Silent Hills.
No idea.
I think it was Parasite. No, it was Parasite Eve. I remember. I'm looking at the original PlayStation cover.
So yeah, Dora and the Lost City of Gold for our next movie.
I really don't want to be in a movie theater by myself watching that movie.
Okay.
You won't. You'll have Ben with you.
All right. Well, join us next week when we talk about Dora and the Lost City of Gold.
See you guys next week.
And now what?
I think that's pretty much it.
I'm such an idiot. I'm trying to search for the theater, that Korean theater, by telling Google.
You Googled Korean theater, didn't you?
No. I typed in, how we refer to it, expecting Google to know. What an idiot.
Nice. We can't take you anywhere.
Stu, you're probably going to end up seeing it with Ben. I'm probably going to have to go see it by myself and then make sure I'm wearing a sign that says, no, I'm not a pedophile. My friends just dared me to come see this movie by myself.
And then they say, that's exactly what a pedophile
would say. So I feel like my experience next week, we're talking about our movie picks and like stuff that happened. So I got thrown out of a
it'll be a good
opening, and now I am a registered sex offender.
Yeah. It'll be a good.
I mean now.
What?
I'm a double sex offender.
Now I can't go anywhere that children.
Now I can't live in a county that has a school.
Or kids.
Can't
live in a county where there's a hospital.
This is how Mindhunter season 3 starts.
Yeah, every episode you get a little clip of David, like episode 1, season 3, episode 1. David's as the cold open. David is grocery shopping, and he sees like a kid knock over some stuff. And then episode 2. Well, I just kind of feel like I'm kind of pseudo spoiling it, so I'll just stop.
Season finale is David cold open in the theater watching Dora the Explorer.
And then at the end of the episode, it leaves a cliffhanger with him walking out of the theater.
Escorted by the police.
Escorted by Mindhunter.